There are cases where you look at the evidence and think, there's no way this person is walking free. The prosecution has everything they need. It's basically done before it starts. And then the trial happens. And somehow, some way, it all falls apart in front of everyone. Caylee Anthony is 2 years old when she disappears in the summer of 2008. Her mom, Casey, is 22, living with her parents in Orlando. And instead of reporting her daughter missing, she says nothing for 31 days. 31 days where she tells her family Caylee is fine. She's with a babysitter. They're traveling. Everything is good. And during those same 31 days, Casey is going out, partying, staying at her boyfriend's place. And she gets a tattoo on her shoulder that translates to beautiful life. It's Casey's own mom, Cindy, who finally forces the truth out into the open. She's been trying to get hold of Casey for weeks, getting excuses every time. And when she finally tracks her down and gets near her car, the smell hits her so hard that she calls 911 and tells the dispatcher it smells like there has been a dead body in it. When police sit Casey down and start asking where Caylee is, she tells them she left her with a babysitter named Zenaida Fernandez Gonzalez. She even drives detectives to Universal Studios and tells them she works there, walks them confidently through the whole building, and it's only when they get her into a room that she finally admits she hasn't worked there in years. The babysitter doesn't exist either. Casey has just made her up. Caylee's remains are found in December 2008 in woods less than half a mile from the family home. She still has duct tape covering her mouth, and she's still wearing her pajamas. Casey is charged with first-degree murder, and the prosecution goes hard. They show the jury searches on the family computer for how to make chloroform and neck breaking. They present evidence of chloroform residue in the trunk of Casey's car, along with chemical signs that a decomposing body has been in there. They show the jury every single photo from those 31 days, clubs, parties, a girl who looks like she doesn't have a worry in the world while her 2-year-old daughter is missing. Pretty much everyone watching at home feels like the verdict is already obvious. Then Casey's lawyer, Jose Baez, stands up and tells the jury that Caylee actually drowned in the family swimming pool, that it was a tragic accident, and that Casey's dad, George, covered the whole thing up. He also claims George sexually abused Casey for years, something George denies and something the defense never gets anywhere close to proving. It's a bold strategy, and it sounds almost laughable, but here's the thing. It doesn't need to be true. It just needs to make the jury question things. And underneath all that confident prosecution energy, there are real problems with the case. Because Caylee's body has been out in the Florida heat for months before it's found, she's so decomposed that medical examiners can't pin down exactly how she dies. No confirmed cause of death. The chloroform evidence gets messy when one of the prosecution's own experts says his findings have been misrepresented. There are no fingerprints on the duct tape and no witnesses to any of it. The jury acquits Casey of murder, manslaughter, and child abuse. She walks out of jail less than 2 weeks later. People are crying outside the courthouse, jurors are getting death threats, and commentators who have spent weeks acting like the conviction is guaranteed sit there on live TV looking completely lost. The jurors say later that the prosecution just never proves beyond a reasonable doubt how Caylee actually dies, and legally, that's enough to let her go. She never faces trial again, and she never can. Caylee's death is still officially recorded as a homicide with an unknown cause. Now, if that case shocks people, the O.J. Simpson case the decade before doesn't just shock people, it breaks something in the country that never really heals. O.J. Simpson in 1994 is about as famous as a person can get. Former NFL star, turned actor, turned the guy everyone recognizes from those car rental ads. On June 12th of that year, his ex-wife Nicole Brown Simpson and her friend Ron Goldman are found stabbed to death outside her home in Los Angeles. O.J. immediately becomes the center of the investigation. He has a cut on his hand that he gives weird, vague answers about. There's blood found in his car and at his house, and a glove at the crime scene matches one found on his property. When police go to arrest him, though, he doesn't show up. Instead, he gets into the back of his friend's white Ford Bronco, and for the next few hours, millions of people just stop whatever they're doing and watch live news coverage of police slowly following this car down the freeway while helicopters film it all from above. O.J. is in the back with a gun, reportedly threatening to kill himself. He eventually gives up and gets out. The trial runs for 9 months. The prosecution has blood evidence, the gloves, shoe prints from a rare expensive brand in O.J.'s size, and a neighbor who says she saw a white Bronco speeding away from Nicole's place that night. They think the physical evidence alone will close it out. But the defense, who the press call the Dream Team, don't really try to explain the evidence away. They go after the people who collected it, and they find a lot to work with. Lead detective Mark Furman is caught on tape using racial slurs repeatedly after he's sworn under oath he hasn't used that word in years. When he comes back to the stand, he refuses to answer questions, including whether he's ever planted evidence. The defense hammers the jury with the LAPD's long history of racism and misconduct, and they make sure that context is sitting in the back of every juror's mind throughout the whole thing. Evidence handling has also been genuinely sloppy. Blood samples stored badly, gaps in the chain of custody, the kind of stuff that makes a jury nervous. And then the prosecution makes the decision that everyone still talks about. They ask O.J. to try the glove on in court. Their own people have apparently tried to talk them out of it. O.J. pulls it on, struggles with it, and holds his hands up to show the jury. It looks like it doesn't fit. His lawyer, Johnny Cochran, takes that moment and turns it into the line that basically defines the whole trial. If it doesn't fit, you must acquit. The jury comes back after less than 4 hours and finds O.J. not guilty on everything. What happens next is one of those moments where you can see in real time that people are watching two completely different trials, depending on who they are and what their relationship with law enforcement looks like. The verdict exposes something much deeper than one case, and people are still talking about it. O.J. is later found liable in a civil case and told to pay over $30 million to the victims' families, which he mostly never does. He dies in April 2024. 2 cases, 2 not guilty verdicts, and 2 juries that the public never forgives. Which one do you think got it more wrong? Leave your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to like and subscribe while you're there.